What's up, folks? It's already been a year, and here we are at NAMM 2026 for the Long & McQuaid NAMM Report.
Yeah.
I've got Neil with me. He's going to be helping us out today.
We're going to be geeking out.
Yeah, geeking out on all the new products, and we've got a lot of them to talk about.
Yeah.
So, I almost fell off my chair when I saw the list of PRS and Ibanez products, because Ibanez alone has over 130 SKUs.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was like, how am I going to cover all this stuff? Well, we're just going to cover some of the top ones here. PRS alone has over 100 new SKUs that have come out in the last little while. So we're going to dive right into it, starting with Ibanez. And yeah, let's get into their acoustic electrics here. So we've got the Ibanez AE WC1QA acoustic electric guitar. This has a cutaway. It's in transparent emerald burst, and if you're wondering what that looks like, well, in the image here you can see it's got a heavy quilt and just really beautiful saturated color. Now for the top 5 specs here, we're looking at comfort grip NATO neck, rosewood fretboard, quilted maple art grain basswood top, Sapele back and sides, and it comes with the Ibanez AEQ 2T preamp electronics. Next up, we're getting sinister here with this look. This is all black from head to toe. Makes me think of an old 80s show called Knight Rider and the car that they had. All blacked out, looks pretty rad. And this is a 12-string. So this is the Ibanez AEG 1221 12-string acoustic electric guitar, and the finish is blackout. This thing is nuts. So we've got comfort grip NATO neck, Macassar ebony fretboard, spruce top, Sapele back and sides, and Ibanez AEQ TTS preamp electronics. Now we're going to dive into Ibanez Basses. You know them well, legendary brand in the industry, starting with the Ibanez ICB 4-string electric bass, which I have behind me here. It's got that Paul Stanley guitar shape. It looks really cool in cosmic blue starburst. Comes with a gig bag. Now, top 5 specs, we got 3-piece maple neck. We've got bound Panga fretboard, flamed maple top with Okumi body, and Nordstrand big break pickups, and Ibanez custom electronics with 2-band EQ. Very cool bass. Loving the shape on this. We have got the Ibanez SR standard 5-string electric bass, and I absolutely love this finish. This is Midnight Ocean Arctic matte, and has a 5-piece roasted maple walnut bolt-on neck. It has rosewood fretboard, 24 medium frets, Okumi body with satin polyurethane finish, Nordstrand big break pickups on the neck and the bridge, and this has Ibanez custom electronics with 3-band EQ and the EQ bypass and 3-way mid switch. So tons of tone options going on here, as we're used to with this model of bass. Yeah. Personally, I've always wanted an SR line in my studio, especially with stuff like the 3-band EQ and EQ bypass and 3-way mid switch. Those kinds of electronics really appeal to me because I do a lot of studio work. So if I want to lay down a funk beat or all kinds of different stuff, I do electronic, I'll do metal, and that would kind of be a go-to bass.
It's very versatile.
For all kinds of options.
Yeah.
Now we are getting into Ibanez guitars. You know them, you love them. Here we go. Ibanez AM Artcore Expressionist 6-string electric guitar in jet blue burst. Absolute crushing it here with these designs. This is a 3-piece NATO maple neck, bound Macassar ebony fretboard, quilted ash top, back and sides. We've got Super 58 pickups, neck and bridge, Gibraltar Performer bridge with quick change 3 tailpiece. And then right on its heels, we've got the Ibanez RG421DX standard 6-string electric guitar. This is in Twilight Shade. Again, another killer top. I'm loving the finishes that Ibanez is releasing. You've got flavors for literally any kind of player. So we've got a Wizard 3 maple neck, Jatoba fretboard, Maranthe body, and Quantum HH pickup configuration with an F106 bridge. And yeah, what can you tell me about these guitars that they're releasing?
So the thing about Ibanez is that they're really looking to expand a lot of their color offerings, their finish offerings across basses, electric guitars, and acoustic guitars. There's a lot of flavor in a lot of these finishes. You know, you've got your matte, subtle colors, you got your loud popping colors, you got your blackout style designs. I think you'll find that with a lot of these NAMM releases, if you've been interested in a certain model across any price range, you're going to find an extra color, an extra finish in that line, and I think that's going to interest a lot of metal fans that like Ibanez, or just a lot of, if you're a fan of Ibanez guitars or basses and acoustics in general. Sometimes you might see in some other brands that a finish is reserved for a certain price point or a certain thing. This is not necessarily the case. You might find a really hot price point in a mid-range model. You might find a subtle color in a really, really high-end model. We looked at some colors where it's like it looked like it was black, but it's like if you tilt it at the right angle, it's got a little bit of a purplish kind of hue to it.
Midnight fade.
The midnight fade. Yeah, it's.
And those quilt tops look like they're reserved for really high-end guitars. These things are sub $600.
Yeah, it's you're going to find an offering. You're going to find something that suits you, and versatility is the key here with Ibanez.
Okay, now moving right along to PRS, we're going to start with the PRS S2 Mira 594 satin electric guitar in Cloudburst. Now, these finishes that they've always been famous for are just so nice, high gloss, absolutely killer. No exception here. We've got a maple neck with S2 satin finish, rosewood fretboard, mahogany body, and PRS S2 5909 pickups with an HH configuration. And here we go for the PRS limited edition John Mayer signature Silver Sky in wild blue. Comes with a gig bag. Now, top 5 specs, we got alder body with flat top, maple neck with 7.25 radius, rosewood fretboard and 22 frets, PRS 635 JM single coil pickups, HSH configuration, PRS steel trem bridge, and vintage style locking tuners. PRS knocking it out of the park as usual.
The thing about PRS, whether it's expanding the color models of the premium line, whether it's expanding the colors of the John Mayer Silver Sky line, you're seeing a lot more versatility in their offerings. I know that the John Mayer Silver Sky was a very popular model. I think it initially came with like 2 colors, and then they started to add a little bit of colors. This wild blue is another interesting element to it.
And you know it's going to be a hot seller.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're a fan of the premium, really luxury style PRS guitars, you're going to find a few extra colors, and even in the mid-range line, you're going to find expanded color offerings, and they really, really take an effort to make sure that luxury type, including with the things like the birds or whatever, you, even if you're not buying a really, really premium line of PRS, you're still getting a luxury look and appeal. So you're going to have new offerings coming up from this NAMM show.
All right, now we're going to be moving into a different area. Fender is coming out with some pro audio gear. So it's kind of like new announcements that we know that they own Presonus and have been carrying that brand for a while, but now they're moving into branding a DAW and some new audio boxes and audio interfaces. So we got the Fender Audio Box Go Compact 2x2 USB-C audio interface, a little black box. So top 5 specs, 1 XLR mic line combo input with 48 volt phantom power, 1 dedicated 1/4-inch instrument input, 2 balanced 1/4-inch TRS main outputs, 1/4-inch stereo headphone output with 0 latency monitoring, and 24-bit 96 kilohertz USB-C audio interface bus powered. These are grab and go units that are really easy to use. And I love the fact that Fender's stepping into this space. Really cool. Now we're into the Fender Quantum LT16 audio interface, 16x8 USB-C, 24-bit 192 kilohertz. This is a killer new product from Fender, and they're really, in this case, stepping into competing in the audio interface space. You've got 8 Max HD mic preamps with 75 dB gain. And for those of you who don't know what I just said, these audio interfaces are really, that is the main selling point, is how good your preamps are. If you've got 8 SM57s, these are, low impedance mics. You need some really good preamps to drive these things and, make your recording sound good. 16x8 USB-C interface with ultra low latency custom drivers, 14 total line inputs, 6 front XLR TRS with 8 rear TRS inputs. We've got balanced 1/4-inch TRS outputs with headphone monitoring, and 5-pin MIDI I/O with DC coupled outputs for modular integration. This thing is an absolute knockout, and I would love to do a full video on this product.
So it's never been easier to get into recording. It's kind of where the industry is moving, where there's not a lot of barriers to entry if you are a guitar player and you just want to jump in and you want to get good tone and you want to record. I think Fender's seeing that with their acquisition of Presonus and making the Fender Studio Pro DAW and their Tone Master series and these new line of audio interfaces. And I think what they're looking to do is leverage their Tone Master Pro modeling. And we've seen a lot of really impressive Tone Master Pro modeling stuff. It's integrated right into the recording workflow.
For sure.
And I think that's kind of a really interesting thing if you're getting into recording. Now, the thing about, people will debate over, the Presonus Studio One, is that the better thing? Is it worse? Whatever. That can be a debate, but I think what Fender's looking to do is really leverage their Tone Master and offer that to a certain type of people looking to get into recording.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the idea that Tone Master Pro will obviously be rolling into their DAW tech and be a part of that, that family, because it's world-class modeling, as you were mentioning. And for kind of the grab and go consumer that doesn't want to, inundate themselves with trying to figure out too much of the tech side of it.
You don't have to be an expert. I don't think you have to be a studio engineer. You don't have to have expertise. Yeah. I think that's where they're wanting to go with this.
For sure, and I'm down with that. Let's dive into Boss and see what they got cooking here for NAMM. Now, let's start with the Boss Cube Street Mini Digital Modeling Guitar PA Combo, all black. For those of you who like practice amps, that kind of thing, that's the kind of jam we're dealing with here. And diving into the top specs, dual channel 2.1 amplifier system, 5-inch woofer with 2.5-inch speakers. We've got built-in rechargeable battery up to 7 hours of runtime. We've got combo XLR TRS mic input with 1/4-inch guitar instrument combo input, onboard effects per channel with reverb, delay, chorus, and echo, Bluetooth 5.2 audio, and USB-C charging. The upside of the USB-C charging, you don't have to have AA, AAA batteries, any of that business. You plug it in for an hour and this thing is fully charged, that type of thing, and these things go forever. I own a practice amp and I absolutely love it. Grab and go. Now moving on to the Boss GX1B bass effects processor. This is another modeler. This has 16 ARD bass amps and 135 Boss effects with 8 simultaneous effects blocks. We've got 24-bit AD, 32-bit DA conversion with 32-bit floating point processing at 48 kilohertz, 3 assignable foot switches and expression pedal included, USB-C and Bluetooth connectivity for recording and playback, and mobile integration. Boss knocking it out of the park again with their multi-effects for bass and guitar. These things are absolutely killer. What do you think?
So the thing about the Boss multi-effects, the Boss GT has been around, it seems like forever. They have these multi-effects pedals, and this is the modernization of sort of that multi-effects pedal.
Right.
You're gonna get a lot of updated features, updated processing, updated screen, just all those specs that you just mentioned. So what this is it's like a refreshing of that lineup, and it's a really exciting thing for anyone who wants a multi-effects processor but doesn't want to have like a kind of a dated product. So this is a real refreshing of that line.
Right. Okay, now we're diving into Roland. We've got the Roland Go Mixer Studio, portable 12 input, 6 output audio mixer and recording interface for iOS, iPad, and PC. Essentially for your phone and iPad. This is like super portable stuff we're dealing with here. So we've got 12 simultaneous audio inputs and 6 outputs via USB for multiple source recording. We've got high-res 24-bit 192 kilohertz ADDA conversion with 32-bit floating point internal processing. We've got dual XLR mic preamps with 48-volt phantom power and a guitar bass high impedance input. And this is a portable design with color LCD, USB-C bus power, and underside camera stand mount.
So this one's for the content creators. It's no secret. It's no thing that, recording off the phone, kind of that live, that quick edit, recording mentality.
In the audio. You're going to suffer in the audio.
Well, that's what people thought is that, okay, you're not caring about the audio, or you might be thinking of it as a secondary thing. But I've noticed a lot recently is that a lot of content creators are really kind of trying to step up their audio game.
Right.
It's a good way to be a little bit more professional while still having your kind of on the fly style of content. So this is kind of the product that's for those people that want to nail it with the audio. But you don't want to introduce a ton of workflow, bringing it into the DAW, whatever, left and right. You can record it straight to the phone. You can get something that's TikTok ready, Instagram Reel ready, and you're going to have great audio and a lot of audio options specifically for the mobile.
You can go lav, you can go large diaphragm condenser, you can go pencil mic, whatever your situation is. It's easy to do it, right? And even if, like, let's say, for example, you were doing a quick drum reel and you wanted to have 2 pencil condensers and that's it.
Absolutely.
You could do it with your 4K video and have some really nice audio. But definitely for, like, the podcaster or for someone doing, just like...
podcaster, I could see, like, full band
road
kind of thing.
TikTokers, whatever.
Yeah, like a impromptu jam session, whatever. Any kind of on the go thing with the phone. You have this unit, and you're gonna have a robust audio.
And the fact that it has like 12 simultaneous audio inputs, it's kind of ridiculous for something this small. Yeah. So I think
it's a good offering.
Absolutely stepping things up in that regard. Now we're diving into Orange amps, and we've got this brand new Orange OR60 60-watt all-valve guitar amp. Top 5 specs: 60-watt all-valve single-channel head with switchable 60, 30-watt options, and power modes 460 versus 335 volts. We have 2 6L6 power valves for rich headroom and clarity. We've got foot switchable second volume control for rhythm, lead, and level changes, bright switch for dedicated presence and resonance, and tone shaping. And we have a valve buffered effects loop for time-based pedals and signal integrity. I mean, you want to get into tube valve amps and you want kind of that OG British overdrive sound. This is where it's at. We all know these amps. I mean, they're classic. Okay, now we're getting into some more Orange products. This is the Orange OBC 215C 2x15 bass cab. So this thing is just going to be an absolute fire-breathing monster, and this would tear the roof off of any room. Dual 15-inch Celestion Pulse XL speakers, 4-ohm cabinet, 800-watt power handling, holy smokes. Heavy-duty 18-millimeter birch plywood enclosure. Sure, they don't want like a 4-inch steel cabinet on this. Dual parallel 1/4-inch input jacks, and skid feet and heavy-duty casters for road reliability. I mean, heavy-duty is the word here for the chassis. I mean, this thing is going to rumble and be insane.
So in terms of the Orange offerings, it's your classic British tone, iconic, and this is just sort of expanding, kind of beefing up the line. Right. The OR60, I know people are going to be like, okay, this is, if you want to crank it, stage ready. Yeah. This is kind of the product that is going to it's the beefy model.
Gonna give you the juice, man.
It's going to give you the juice on stage, and it's going to give you that classic British tone that we.
And the cool thing is you also have you got switchable specs here. So what did we say here for the 60 watt switchable 60 or 30 watt options, which I think is pretty cool. And a lot of these other companies are doing the same thing. So for example, like the Marshall, you can go 20, you can push it down to 5, like on the Origin 20. A lot of these companies are doing that, so you can have kind of like, practice volume, or you can go stage volume.
It's you have the headroom for if you need it. If you don't need it, you're not stuck with having to crank something.
Exactly. Yeah. Now we're looking at Rane DJ controllers. Rane just released the System 1, and I released the full video and the short yesterday, so you can check out the links below for links to that video. And yeah, top 5 specs on this System 1. This is a standalone DJ system. What differs from the older systems is that you do not need a laptop for this. This is just all integrated in one. You hook into Wi-Fi and you're all good to go. So top 5 specs. This is an all-in-one standalone DJ system with motorized 7.2 platters. We have 7-inch touchscreen displays with RGB waveforms and multicolor performance pads. The previous version had the LCD screens on the motorized controllers. I prefer this one where you have the LCD screen in the middle. We have OmniSource architecture, local media streaming, Serato DJ integration, 2 XLR combo mic inputs, main XLR RCA outputs, booth 1/4-inch TRS outputs, and this has a quad-core ARM CPU, 4 GB RAM, Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5.4 integration, and this has internal HD and SD/USB storage. Thing's an absolute beast. Check out the video and the demos. Anil did an absolute killer job demoing this product. So yeah, check that out. Last but not least, we're taking a look at Akai, and this is the Akai MPC XL music production system. That's what you've been staring at this whole time here on our desk. This thing's an absolute animal, all-in-one MPC with SD card standalone recording, expandable. This thing's just a beast. This has standalone hardware with MPC3 OS, 16 gigs RAM, 256 gigabyte SSD, expandable. You can hook up an external hard drive if you want. 16 MPC-E velocity and pressure sensitive pads with 3D sensing. We have 10.1 full color multi-touch HD display, 24-bit by 96 kilohertz audio, 32-bit floating point processing, and we've got 2 XLR TRS combo mic inputs with 2 instrument inputs, 8 line outputs, and USB-C compatibility. Absolute monster. What can you tell me about it?
It's an absolute beast of a unit, and I think the thing about the MPC is that it's a really iconic music production system. Going back to the late 80s, but it was really iconic in the 90s, early 2000s. A lot of hip hop,
you
electronic,
mentioned like the hip hop scene and like the scene, electronic.
Even like early Daft Punk. The MPC was something that was really, really, really defined that kind of era. And a lot of producers they really like to use it. I can't say I'm an expert myself at MPC, but a lot of producers really, really like that standalone, that built-in thing.
Right.
What this is doing is it's offering you the ultimate step up in terms of the MPC game.
Oh, for sure.
You're getting expanded storage, expanding hardware and processing power, and a lot of subtle extra things, and a lot of new capabilities. So I think MPC producers are gonna really be able to dive into this thing and really, chew into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And just on the first look, I mean, this thing looks ridiculously robust.
Yes.
And I am looking forward to checking out a full video on this. Yeah, brand new for NAMM. Check this beautiful Akai MPC XL.
The epitome of the MPC.
Well, there you go. So, that's a wrap for Long and McQuaid's NAMM report. We're going to be here Friday and Saturday. Stick around and check us out. There's going to be tons more to cover.
We're going to be geeking out over some more stuff, man.
100%. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.